Hello, I'm Dango Rose. Welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening. The Mountaineer brings you the latest news of the Peak to Peak region, in print, online, through our podcast, social media, and special publications. Now, listen in to the latest news of the area with our local journalists.
Jamie Lammers, and welcome back to my music segment. I'll let my guest of the week introduce herself real quick.
Hello, I'm Bridgette Law, and I play the fiddle, and I play with the Tierro Band and Elven Revival, and I'm playing with the Tierro Band at the Caribou Room on January 20th.
So who all is in Tierro Band?
Well, Tierro is my husband. He's an amazing guitarist and a festival producer, best known for producing the Rise Music Festival, but he is producing festivals out at Pico Time, which is outside of Durango, for the cool festival site. We have Charlie Mertens, who plays upright bass and regular bass. He's extraordinary, and he also plays with Rapid Grass and has done tours with all sorts of big names like the T3 Corporation. Larry Thompson, he's a legendary drummer. He's played with so many people, one of the most inspiring humans I know. Yeah, he and Tierro met each other playing with Otis Taylor. Then we have Lee Gabriel, who has recently joined us on vocals, and she's a really groovy older girl who has an incredible set of pipes, and I absolutely love working with her, and she's added so much to the group, and I'm really excited to bring her up to scheduling for everybody to experience the additional feminine presence in the group. It's really made it a lot of fun for me and everyone.
So how exactly did the band start?
Well, Tierro was in the band Canal, which is spelled K-A-N-L. They were a pretty cool older act a while back, kind of leading up to like 2007 or something. But anyway, after Canal ended, he started a Rise Music Festival and simultaneously started the Tierro Band, which was a trio at the time, and Charlie Mertens was the original bass player and still is the bass player. He's amazing. Yeah, and then soon after a Rise Festival started, Tierro and I met, and we started playing music together some, and then fell in love, and then pretty naturally I kind of joined up with the band. In about 2014 was when things started to gel really there, and so we finished making the first album, which is a self-titled album, mostly Tierro compositions, and things he had been working on for a long time. And then we really kind of locked in with the time it was Charlie Mertens, and the drummer was Johnny Dimo at the time. He's since moved to LA, but we love him. And then we started playing with this amazing tabla player, Naveen Shesra. I just don't know if he's going to be at the Caribou Room or not, because he has a couple of babies, so he doesn't always make it to the late night gigs. But he plays the tablas, and he's extraordinary. He's from Nepal, and he's been playing his entire life, and he's just a true tabla master. And yeah, so we made a record called Everlasting Dance with that group, and there was some vocal tunes on it, and it featured a lot of my original things. And then after we made that record, it just happened perfectly gracefully. We found Lee to sing with us, which is nice. So it's been quite an evolution. It went from kind of like a rock trio formation to this sort of 4-piece, 5-piece with some really interesting percussion going on. And then now we play with Lee and a drum kit, and where we're at with the band is it's just kind of grown and developed in a lovely way.
What are the musical backgrounds of each member of the band, particularly you, Bridgette?
I call myself a fiddle player because I've studied mostly folk
style approaches to the instrument. I grew up playing in fiddle contests, and that's a Western fiddle style that requires a lot of technique, and it kind of has a virtuosic quality to it. It's a pretty demanding style. So that was fun, and I did that growing up, and then I got into bluegrass and old time, and I started going to Scotland, and I really fell in love with Celtic music. But pretty soon, into my 20s, I started playing music with the members of Elephant Revival, and so we kind of went on our own journey musically. We welcomed in a lot more original music and incorporated our influences within them, like the Celtic and the bluegrass kind of came in there. And then it was really neat because when I met Tierro, I've always been kind of interested in Roma fiddle styles, gypsy fiddle music, Eastern European fiddle styles, Hungarian fiddling. There's some really brilliant fiddling in Europe. And so I started looking into some of that and getting inspired by that. And it was really good timing to meet Tierro because Tierro has been really influenced by, I would say maybe like kind of the Arabian twist on music. So he uses a lot of Arabian scales, Latin scales. So that's where his tonality comes from. And it's really beautiful on the violin and was really inspiring to me. He did really well with the percussionists that we've worked with, like the tabla player and his kind of Indian influences. Our bass player has been to Nepal and India a lot. So all of that kind of melts into this very world music fusion style that we create together, where we sort of dance between maybe something you'd hear in Morocco and something you'd hear in Madrid or something, you know, Spain or Cuba or one of those places. And so, yeah, and then Larry brings just a ton of different musical influences, and he's got a big blues background. So does Tierro, lots of blues.
So who writes most of the songs for the band?
Tierro is the primary songwriter for the group, for sure. I've contributed a few songs, but Tierro, he's really written most of the music, and then we've selected some cover tunes, but yeah.
Do you perform originals or covers or a mix of both?
Mostly original music, a lot of instrumentals, heavy on the instrumental original music. But we do have vocals, and they're 2 female vocals, kind of nice and airy. And then, yeah, just a few covers that are really carefully selected, oftentimes ones that you might not even know. So I would say maybe obscure covers.
What's it like being a part of a band with such a wide variety in style and taste?
Well, that's what I love to be a part of, is a group that is really rich in versatility musically, because I just think that's more fun when you're playing for 2 hours, to kind of dabble in different styles and awaken different musical spirits. So yeah, this band is so much fun for me. It has been from the moment I felt it, heard it, played the music. It's always been really deeply woven within my soul favorite. You know, like kind of my soul stirs or something. I don't know.
Is it fun being a part of a group of such versatile musicians?
Yeah. I mean, they're really all really wonderful musicians, extra good musicians, which is always so much fun. It's neat to play and feel like you're like kind of like one of the front people, but you feel like any one of the people on stage could take the lead and everybody would be completely captivated, because there's just so much talent on the stage. And so, yeah, I mean, I think playing in this band has really taught me how important and liberating and exciting it is to play with really high quality musicians and to keep that bar really high. These are all really professional people, professional musicians. They take what they do seriously in all the right ways. So that's made it a lot of fun. And it's taught me a lot about where that bar should be for myself.
And what do you hope audience members take away from your show when they come and see it?
Well, we really try to offer an experience where people can basically come to like have a meditative dance, to really drop in within themselves and move their bodies in ways that maybe surprise them a little bit and allow themselves to relax and surrender and kind of go into a more of a trance with the music. It's designed that way. There's a lot of instrumental music. We're not really trying to preach any strong messages other than just to be deep within the rhythms and these very primal rhythms, familiar rhythms and melodies borrowed from other places in the world, to really kind of connect to your essence of being human and maybe your ancestral spirits, and just kind of come in and, yeah, have an experience that strikes a chord deep within you.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I mean, if you want to just toot my horn of loving Netherlands, basically just, I love Netherlands. I used to live in Netherlands. It was the first place I moved when I finished college in Denver, and that's where Elephant Revival was basically born. We all lived in the mountains in Netherlands, and Eldora is my home mountain, and I'm up there as much as I can be when there's snow. And yeah, I just am really excited to come back to the community that I love up there, and there's just a lot of really good people hiding out in those hills, and I hope they come out to dance because I want to see them. Yeah, I love Ned. I love the co-op and lots of great memories and the river.
Thank you so much, Bridgette, for coming on board and joining us for the podcast. You can see Tierro Band performing live with River Man at the Caribou Room, 55 Indian Peaks Drive in Netherland on Saturday, January 20th, 2024. Doors open and dinner starts at 7 p.m., and the show starts at 8 p.m. For this week's Music Mentions. Head to Busey Brews, located at 70 East 1st Street in Netherland on Sunday, January 14th at 2 p.m. to see the Piney Tops performing live. Head to the Diner Bar Ned, located at 121 North Jefferson Street in Netherland on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. for karaoke nights and on Sundays at 6 p.m. for an open mic night. Also be sure to head there on Friday, January 12th to see DJ Reggae Night with Well Tuned. Head to Eldora Mountain Resort, located at 2861 Eldora Ski Road in Netherland on Friday, January 12th at 12 p.m. to see Beats at the Base with Subnautic, on Saturday, January 13th at 9 a.m. to see Beats at the Base with Terry Donovan, on Saturday, January 13th at 1 p.m. to see Apray's Music Series with PJ Moon, on Sunday, January 14th at 9 a.m. to see Beats at the Base with Robert Nichols, and on Sunday, January 14th at 1 p.m. to see Apray's Music Series with Bill Copper. Head to Howlin' Wind Brewing, located at 51A Main Street in Rollinsville on Saturday, January 13th at 4 p.m. to see the High Lonesome Trio performing live, and on Sunday, January 14th at 4 p.m. to see an open bluegrass jam. Head to the Jamestown Mercantile, located at 108 Main Street in Jamestown on Friday, January 12th at 7 p.m. to see Intergalactic Peace Jelly performing live, and on Sunday, January 14th at 12 p.m. to see Steve Hoffman performing live. Also be sure to head there on Wednesday, January 17th at 5 p.m. to see an open mic night, and on Thursday, January 18th at 7 p.m. to see Carlos Barada Music performing live. Head to JKQ Barbecue, located at 200 Gregory Street in Blackhawk on Friday, January 12th and Saturday, January 13th. Friday, January 12th at 6 p.m. and Saturday, January 13th at 5 p.m. to see Dan Williams performing live. Head to Knotted Root Brewing, located at 250 North Caribou Street in Netherland every Sunday at 5 p.m. for Jazz Sundays. And finally, head to the Very Nice Brewing Company, located at 20 East Lakeview Drive, number 112 in Netherland on Friday, January 12th at 6 p.m. to see Rick Lobato performing live, on Saturday, January 13th at 5 p.m. to see Dr. Jim's one-man band performing live, and on Thursday, January 18th at 6 p.m. to see The Gale performing live. Did we miss you or your performance? Want to submit your music listing in the Peak to Peak area? Do you have updates to your business or to your performances? Please call 303-810-5409 or email info@themountaineer.com to be included in the next print edition or the next podcast of The Mountain Ear.
And that's it for our show. Subscribe online to get more access to more news, weekly updates to our community calendar, and a link to our YouTube channel by visiting themountaineer.com. Be sure to use the coupon code PODCAST when subscribing for a 10% discount, only available to our listeners. If you are in the local Peak to Peak area, be sure to pick up a print edition of The Mountaineer at a local business. I'm Dango Rose. Thank you for listening.